Right, now we're getting down to it. Just 8 players left in this seniors pot black for the Henderson Investors Trophy here at Goodwood House. Today we've got for you the first 2 quarter-finals, and in one of them we have the senior. You better not mention it if he's around, because it's old Eddie Charlton, the Australian superstar, 3 times winner of the original pot black.
Hi, I'm the original Steady Eddie, Eddie Charlton. We don't really get the competition in Australia, not enough international competition. The competition in England is really first class, and if you're prepared to stay there and play there, I think it would make a lot of difference.
Eddie's win in 1972 opened up a worldwide audience for pot black.
When I got back home, I lost no time in telling our ABC television people about it, but they didn't take the series. But when I came back the next year in '73, I managed to retain the title.
And it's a good one.
So then our ABC said, well, right, Eddie, well, we're going to take it and we're going to get the year before as well. Then they put the 2 years on and took it every year after that. It wasn't all that long before they were selling it off to 60-odd overseas countries.
Despite the fact that he won pot black 3 times, Eddie was snooker's nearly man when it came to the World Championship. He lost 5 times in the semi-finals and twice to Ray Reardon in finals.
And that's the one. So Eddie Charlton congratulates Ray Reardon.
In 1979, he needed just 1 more frame to beat Terry Griffiths in the semi-finals, and the red is on.
A bad miss, that one.
Griffiths said thank you very much, went on to win the match, and Eddie was to lose his 13th major semi-final.
And Eddie surely must now feel that the sands of time have run out.
I just kept on. I was always up with the best for ever so many years, over 20 years or more, and I didn't, keeping in mind because of my working in the coal mining industry, I didn't turn professional till I was 38. Well, they're doing it now when they leave school. Now, if I'd have had those 22 years, isn't it, from 16 to 38, I'd have had a wonderful record, I think.
But perhaps being Steady Eddie counted against him.
Another safety one from Charlton. Charlton taking no chances at all.
It doesn't matter who you're playing when you're playing snooker. It's you and the balls. Now, when your opponent's at the table, you can't do anything about that. When you get to the table, it's you and the balls. Now your opponent's back in his seat and he's got no part in what you're doing. It depends what you're going to do. Now, against such good players as Ray Reardon was, Rex Williams, you couldn't take silly risks, I'll tell you that. It's hard to say now looking back, but I never ever thought that playing a steady, solid game was costing me wins. I thought it was making wins for me, so there you are.
And so to our match, the first quarter-final. Eddie is up against Joe Johnson, who beat Perry Mons in the first round.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, in this one, it took 10 minutes before a ball went down. It's Charlton to play, 2019, 15 minutes in.
One.
Oh,
Joe Johnson, 1.
well, that was a very important shot indeed. If he'd knocked it in, he was going to be able to take another 2 reds with colours for sure.
One. Four. Fine. Ten.
Harder work to do.
11.
Well, even this isn't a formality now.
Charlton, 11.
Turned down the pot in favour of attempting to lay a snooker. Even if he hasn't done so, it may still be a tricky shot for Johnson to play. But he made the necessary thin contact, so that's a perfectly adequate safety. Had to be careful to avoid the in-off there. Not the best. Has left the cue ball nearer the reds than he should have done.
One.
Deep screw from the blue. Position on the last red would be first prize, but if he gets the cue ball reasonably near the red, he could probably play a snooker from it.
Obviously thinking in terms of putting it. She's happy as well.
6. Seven.
Well, there's only 1 point in it now. And still only 1 point in it. But it's Joey in front now.
This isn't the best angle on the green to get on the brown. Oh, great shot. Great attempt anyway. Screw
15.
and left-hand side to spin it off the 2 cushions. Almost made it.
Joe Johnson, 15.
Meant to leave the brown nearer the side cushion. Got the brown just past the middle pocket, that was the main thing. Johnson leads by 4, and it's also in his favour that the pink and black aren't easily pottable, thus reducing the chances of Charlton clearing up in 1.
Outstanding pot, that.
Nine.
Now 13 points ahead, with 13 points left on the table.
Even if it doesn't go in. Didn't fancy it.
Joe Johnson, 9.
Still a chance of a tie for Eddie. 13 left. And Johnson here, as we rejoin it, only 13 ahead.
I don't know if my nerves can take much more of this.
Well, had that pink dropped, Charlton certainly would have potted the black to tie. As it is, it's easy for Johnson. So Joe Johnson gets home on the pink to beat Eddie Charlton to qualify for the semi-finals.
Well, waiting for Joe in the semi-finals will be the winner of our second match today in this programme. That's Dennis Taylor versus Doug Mountjoy. And Mountjoy, the Welshman, well, his career has produced quite a few different stories.
Hi, remember me? I'm Doug Mountjoy.
He potted it nicely. He's playing very confidently.
Well, before the days of the massive checks, 1985 pot black champion Doug Mountjoy had to come up with a few ideas to pay the rent.
Advertised in the magazine to play club players, giving them 250 start. And if I lost, I forfeited my fee. It was a tough way to start, but it worked. You know, I was a good player and started to earn a bit of money that way.
Well, the game gave Doug and others a new way of life. Terry Griffiths remembers a high spot in South Africa.
And we've got into the President Hotel, which is a 5-star hotel, and I'd never heard of a 5-star hotel before, no, stayed in one. And all I was recall Doug and myself walking into the room, and it was like somebody going, it was like Christmas Day, you know. I mean, there was me going into the bathroom shouting out to Doug, "There's a shower in here, Doug," you know. It was like, and Doug was, I always remember he was hanging over the balcony, and he's got, "Terry, there's a swimming pool down here."
Attempting this one down into the bottom pocket and just screwing back slightly for the black.
But after the glories of the late 70s, Doug's career went downhill.
My game had gone dreadfully. I thought it was me, my temperament, I was crap. My nerves had gone, cracking up. So we started to work on my game. straight line cueing, centre line striking, approach to the table, stance. So everything is in straight lines, you know. And once you get it, took me 9 months, but once you get it, you know, and you never lose it. And I came back with a bang.
Because the pink goes in, we can say that Doug Mountjoy, the champion of the past 10 years ago,
21.
will be the champion of the present.
What an amazing comeback. 10 years after that first UK win, Doug does it again and beats the new star, Stephen Hendry, for good measure.
UK champion.
That's been my moment in my life, that picking up that trophy. Because I was 46, you know. I don't think you're supposed to be winning tournaments at 46. But I was very proud, very proud.
Well, Doug is here taking a short break from his new job coaching the United Arab Emirates team and meeting his old cronies in this seniors event.
I haven't seen some of them for many, many years. And of course they look a bit different. I mean, Willie Thorne had hair, I know, when he first came into the game, and Eddie didn't, you know. But it's great to see them, and they're still the same. It's just great.
So the second feature in our double bill, Dennis Taylor versus Doug Mountjoy.
Hey, Doug. Oliver Tanner and the fella with the glasses.
Dennis Taylor to break.
Dennis Taylor breaks off and finds himself with a familiar opponent, Doug Mountjoy, twice UK champion and now national coach of the United Arab Emirates. Well, that's not the way to play safe.
One.
I noticed, Clive, that Dennis has competition as much that Doug Mountjoy now wears spectacles.
Yes, Ted, he's been trying to get used to them for 2 or 3 years now. It is a big change for a player to make late in his career. And of course the other big problem, infinitely bigger problem that Mountjoy had was that he had an operation to remove a tumorous lung nearly 3 years ago.
He has some great memories, does Mountjoy, of Pot Black.
7.
He was runner-up, in fact, in 1977 and 79 to Perry Mons and Ray Redden, respectively, and then had to wait some 6 years to win it in 1985.
$12. 13.
Had to be very careful there to avoid cannoning another red, and has left himself on the pink, albeit with awkward bridging.
$19. 20.
This is looking at a promising opportunity now.
He started off very well in his first match.
28.
Yes, he saw off John Spencer quite nicely. And Taylor, of course, is still a very serious competitor on the circuit, still 24th in the rankings at the end of last season. Even over one frame, you would have to make him favourite to beat any of the part-timers.
35. $36.
And this is a title that Dennis would very much like to put against his name.
$42. $43.
Doug Mountjoy knows that if this shot works out well, he may not get back to the table before the frame is decided.
Well, you saw the black disappear.
50.
It's a long time since I made a 50 break on Pop Black. Eh?
$51.
Ideally placed on the blue. And choice of reds to play on. Every possibility of Dennis Taylor winning this frame at this visit. Well, there was.
56.
That was a poor shot, though. He's left himself with the pink preventing him getting through to the red that he was intending to pot next.
Dennis Taylor, 56.
Still a pretty good effort, though, and the highest break of this tournament.
One.
Pink ball.
Pink ball. Seven.
Good pot, though. And although he's not playing on the circuit this season, he's certainly playing a lot of snooker with the UAE players he coaches.
8.
Very solid snooker player was Doug Mountjoy in his younger days. Still is, for that matter.
$15. $16. Doug Mountjoy, 16.
I expected him to get that.
Yeah, so did I. It looked as if he was going to put together a contribution sufficient to get himself right back into this frame.
1.
Well, that was near perfect. Had no margin for error there. This venue for senior pot black is Goodwood House in the heart of Sussex, steeped in history.
Nine.
Just studying the scores.
$40.
Well, he's certainly got nothing to worry about. He's already 54 in front, only 43 on the table.
Dennis Taylor, 40.
And this has been a pretty good frame of snooker.
You wouldn't argue with that. With Dennis keeping up the pressure, we'll rejoin it, just the last three colours on the table.
$5.
Well, Dennis was into the final 21 years ago.
11.
Beaten twice, in fact, in 1975 and 76 by Graham Miles and John Spencer, respectively. Could this be his year after that time to take senior pot black? He's on the way. He's now in the semi-final.
11.
I've seen these missed.
Black.
Well, the youngsters stay in. One's got to go next time because they're paired together in the semi-final. In the other semi, we'll find out next week. Well, that's it for now. We're back on Monday. I'm not sure how long a programme we've got, but we could need a marathon because back in town is the old grinder from Canada, Cliff Thorburn.
On the money, on the money.